Right now, I can't wait to dive into this particular discussion. I mean, when it comes to finances, couples have various ways of tackling these things. There is no right or wrong way to do it. I mean, we've seen a lot of things happen on social media when somebody will be like, this is how I do my own. And another person will be like, no, that's not how I do mine. And yours is not really working well. But it's all boils down to whatever works for you, right? So there is no right or wrong way to do this. But what is essential, that you do and you and your partner do is to make sure that both of you are on the same page. So many people believe that relationship should be 50-50, including with each person contributing an equal amount to things like bills, the groceries, and other shared monthly expenses. However, this isn't always the case when it comes to finances. I mean, we've seen how our cultural orientation has made it seem like, okay, when it comes to finances, one person has to take the charge. And we all know that it's all on the man, right? So some couples choose to have one person handle that particular or shared finances, while others prefer to just, split everything. So some rather prefer to put all income from both partners, yes, I've seen situations like that, into one shared account instead of individual bank accounts. That may help them, in sorting out some households' responsibility and expenses. So the question is, would you want to split, the bills in your marriage with your partner? Or would you prefer, just like we grew up seeing, that maybe the man takes charge of everything and the woman just relax and be taken care of? Or would you prefer, for the girl, for the man to take care of all the responsibility and the woman would take care of the little responsibility? That's a three different particular situation I just presented to you. But curiously right now, to get the reaction, our reporter had an interview, Bello Musa had an interview with people asking them this particular situation, the particular questions in Kaduna State. And I can't wait to share this package with you. So just take a look.
In African culture, husband is the head and the provider of the needs of the family. Against the spirit of this culture and the tradition, couples now jointly work to cater for the family needs due to many reasons. Some Kaduna residents express their views on the splitting of bills in the matrimonial homes.
Once you have a joint account in the family, which is maybe you are funding the account and your husband too is funding the account, you can use the money to do some emergency. In terms of emergency, like maybe your children are sick, you might use the money to take them to the hospital and the rest. I think it's a good idea and I can do that.
Yes, couples buying things together, sharing responsibilities within the family is a good thing. In fact, it's a sign of unity amongst the family.
The issue of a joint account is something that is happening in the Western world, not in our culture here. In our culture, we have seen it a man be the head of the family, a man be the owner of the account, a man be the ones paying the bills in the house, a man be the one pay for the food we eat in the house, not a woman be the one pay for the bills of the house, pay for the food we are eating in the house, except the man is capacitated, the man is sick.
In the olden days, during our own time, we do everything with our couple. Like our wife, we can do whatever we like, say, so see this, because we have good thinking during that time. But as at now, life have changed.
Though joint account creates stability and strengthens the bonds of union between couples, this comes often with disadvantage.
But it has its own disadvantage because some of us are entangled with our culture, which permits us to have one or more wives. What if I build my home with my husband and build a house together, and later he comes up that he wants to get married? Will I allow him bring the woman to my house? No.
I am a clear testimony. I did that with my wife. We are still together. But unfortunately, once there is a discord, once there is disagreement, it affects even the account you tend to develop as a result, with a view, I mean, to take care of the problem that will emerge, within the family.
Okay, let's come to that aspect. And this woman want to assist her mother. They say, honey, my mother needs some money. I want to take from that account. I want to send to my mother. The husband will spring up the same idea. Honey, my mother equally need money. I want to take from that account and send to my mother.
Many say it is against the African culture to allow women fend for the family. Bella Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
A very interesting report there. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing hearing the opinion of different people. Someone said you take it to your mother. So his problem is to not carry the money from our joint account.
Exactly. It was actually funny.
Of course, it is funny, and I cannot wait to hear from the viewers. So right now, the question is, like I said earlier, would you share the account? Do you believe in splitting or creating another account, or an account, a joint account with your spouse to take care of your family responsibilities? Or would you prefer to, everybody should just take their natural natural course of how everything has been designated, where the man is taking care of the finance, the woman is taking care of the little things around the house? We would want to, hear from you. So please do make sure to call the number that will be placed on your screen right now, and make sure as you're calling, you do stay away from your TV set, or you turn down the volume of your TV set. That way we can hear you properly. Or you can send a WhatsApp message, to us. That way we get to read out your messages. Do not forget, while sending the message, to include your name and location, so that we'll know where we're getting your message from. Would want to hear from you. Do you believe in splitting? Because we've seen the situation of some celebrities. I mean, those are the people that we could use as example, because they are public figure. So some of them came out and said that they can share. I've seen someone recently, Kiki, yes, the comedian, the MC, coming out to talk about
splitting
that she cannot sit in a house, I believe, in a house that she doesn't pay rent, because she doesn't want the guy to come and be, this is my house, so you need to get out. So she pays the rent. Yes, that is her mentality. She said she wants that. She said, so if in case the husband feels he wants to take care of her, then during her birthday or something, he could take her abroad, to go and relax. If he should see something expensive, he should get her. But then the house,
normal
they
things
have
that
to
couples could do for each other.
And we saw another international celebrity actress, Gabriella Union, coming out to say she also shares the bill with her husband. So we know that people like that exist. And there was a rebuttal, someone from I think another actress that actually answered Kiki in a different line, where she said, I am married and my husband will not even, because he feels like he is the
his
man.
responsibility.
Yes, he will not even allow me to spend or to take it, to remove money and say, I am paying half, I'm sharing that half.
And you earlier mentioned culture. Cultural guides, and aside from that, religion also. There's this way that women are brought up that men should be the ones that.
And it's everywhere. It's not just Nigeria or Africa. It's everywhere. All right, we have a first caller there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
My name is Dr. Idris Abdullahi from Babangari, Kaduna State.
Okay, Idris, go ahead, doctor.
Yeah, actually, I want to express my view on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will you split with your partner? So it depends actually on the partners.
Okay.
It depends on the partners, because if there is understanding between two of them, then there is no problem. So the only problems will arise when there is misunderstanding. But I agree with you cannot split if there is understanding or harmony relationship in the house. So that's my position, at least.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr.
So thank you very
Idris.
much.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much from Sabang Garifa with
So,
that contribution there. All right, so he said it's okay. It's all for him. It all depends on, you know, the particular relationship that you have with the person.
You know, in the reports, there's one of the people that Bello interviewed said life has changed. So nowadays, women actually help out with some bills willingly, not because
I feel
it's
like
mandatory.
women have always helped out.
Always.
You know? Yes. Because you know, while growing up, you see these women selling little things from home and using it to, you know,
little things.
get put in their
Okay,
contribution.
we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you with us? All right, I think we lost that caller. Please go ahead and call us. Share. Also, if you cannot reach us, if you're able to, then you send your messages via WhatsApp. That way we can read it out, you know, from you. All right, so moving on, you know, Vati, we've been talking about a situation like this. So right now, let me ask you that you're sitting here.
I will do it.
Would you spill a bit?
Yes, I will.
Oh, interesting. All right, we have another caller there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
I'm Alasan Aliu. I'm calling from Dutse, Jigawa State.
Okay, Al Hassan, go ahead with your thoughts.
So this is a very good topic.
Thank you.
But especially we in the northern part of Nigeria, it's difficult for us to apply this kind of system, because considering our religious belief, considering our culture, based on our teaching of Islamic religions, the responsibility of the house vested in the hand of the husband, not a wife. So most of the times, due to that belief, our women are reliant on husband to do all the necessary things that happen in the family. So if you join account with the woman like this, sometimes at the end of the day, the problem will be occur. So based on that, to me, than to start things that is not even taking long time to be solved, better not to start, because due to our culture and the nature of a certain. But in the case of the other part of Nigeria, maybe southern, eastern, maybe it can exist, and it will be normal due to their culture, due to their religious, due to their beliefs. But to the north, I don't think this is will definitely work assiduously. So thank you very much. I'm very excited with this topic.
Thank you so much, Al Hassan.
I wish you the best.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That's a very amazing, you know, conversation from Al Hassan, where he's saying, you know, at the end of the day, it's all the comes down to culture, boils down to your thoughts, how you are brought up, and on your understanding with your spouse. So just like, you know, I have seen the situation of people splitting the bills like entirely 50-50, where at the end of the month they bring the 50% and 50% and join, and then they make list of their income and of their expenses and what to use it for. I've seen that. We've seen the joint account issue, but then at most part, the joint account tends to be a problem. Even though I'm sure that it cannot be 100%, there's been people that have benefited for years, because imagine, you know, since you get married at the earliest, you have a joint account and you will spend, say, almost 60 years together. Imagine how much you would have saved up. It would be a...
So, you know, you actually asked me a question earlier if I would split the bills.
Yes.
And I said yes. Would you?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So you're not sure if you split the bills, and you're not sure if you are going to have a joint account?
No, I don't. Honestly, I do not. I have seen...
Or don't you think that would actually kind of help out?
I've seen bad experiences, reviews of joint accounts, so I prefer to not put myself in that kind of situation. All right, we have another caller there. All right, I think we lost that caller. Please go ahead, call us via the number on your screen or send us messages. So Fata was saying that...
And we actually would like women to actually call us. Why
yes,
is it
please,
always men that always calling?
Let's hear
Why?
the women. Would you want to
for a woman, would you want
to
do that? It's really important we hear from you guys.
For me, when it comes to a joint account, like I said, I have seen a lot of bad experience than good.
From people?
From people, yes. So I would prefer, no matter what, we have to work with statistics. So I would prefer to be on a safer side, not to put my marriage into a position that it might just start shaking, because sometimes there is just this thought of, is he using more than me? Is she using more than me? Is there, there's that, I don't want
and I've come across couples that don't want to even disclose how much they're earning
to each other,
because they're protecting the
the expectations
and then the space that maybe he would begin to feel, oh, she's making more than I'm making, so let her pay some of the bills. Indeed. Or he's making more, let him pay some of the bills, which, like I said earlier, it's not mandatory for the woman to actually pay the bills, but then women are actually taking that responsibility to help out.
It's like,
you asked me, I've always had that mentality. I'm literally my philosophy to life is totally different. Like, I've always felt like helping out, it's not a big deal.
Yes, of course. We grew up seeing our parents help out. So that's why it's not about saying
Sumaya, there are women that cannot even spend 500.
Yes, we've also seen that kind of situation. That is
because I've had a friend that the girl he got married to, couple of weeks, let's say he sent her money, and then a couple of weeks later he was actually down, he needed some money, and he knew she had money. She asked him to borrow her money. She said she didn't have.
But how is he sure she had, though?
He knows her. He knows her.
There are people that, and most times you don't blame this kind of people. They grew up in a place where they were taught it's the man's responsibility to do everything. So do not even, when you give him, like the Hausa people would say,
exactly.
Like, when
but
you
then at the same time, men are actually running away from responsibilities
these days. Yes, exactly. That is true. Let's
so they are always watching to
decided to just bring the table.
I'm shaking small, just small shaking, not too much.
That's what some people feel like. When you overgive a man, then he becomes, reluctant, to go and bring.
And then some of them tend to be abused. They will begin to abuse that opportunity that you gave.
Yes. I mean, we've seen men, motivational speakers coming out to say that a man's duty is to protect and provide. So when you start taking that provide from him and you're giving him, he starts to, he knows he needs to provide, so he will use the money to provide for someone else. So there is that kind of mindset also in some women. And a woman will feel, if I should give you money, that means you carry your own and go and give another person.
And another thing that I wanted to say is men have this belief that when a woman is taking part of maybe, the responsibility, there will be some sort of disrespect.
Yes, there is also that
come with it,
and
so they try to avoid. I'm trying to be neutral. I'm supporting the women. I'm supporting the men at the same time. I'm always neutral.
It's all about finding a solution for the societal issue. It's been there, but at the end of the day, every party matters. So we have to look at both sides to see what is happening.
Hello?
Oh, okay. So we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
My name is Zakari Mohammed. I'm from Abuja.
Okay, go ahead, Zakari.
Yeah, I'm looking at this topic in two perspectives. Yeah, it is not evil totally for a woman to help her spouse in probably shouldering the responsibility of home. But when you consider the religious background, which ultimately recite the responsibility of upkeeping the home and the family into the hands of a man, you say, you hesitate and then say, no, let me allow the man to shoulder its responsibility solely. But all the same, where the problem has always been that where a man and a woman seek to partner in providing basic necessity, say, home, for example, building a house. Sometimes it's very dangerous, especially for a Muslim who perhaps is allowed to marry, to practice polygamy. if he marries more than one wife, and in the event of death, with children, and now you have partnered with the man, you have built the house. In the event of inheritance, what do? Who owns the house? Will the woman now come to say, no, madam, I have also contributed in building this house, so I should also probably take the larger percentage, regardless of the provisions of the religion? So you can see, so these are some of the problems that are inherently in situations like this. So, but naturally, for a woman to say, okay, my husband is weak now, he cannot provide for the family, I have the means, let me probably voluntarily help. I think that is not totally bad. That is part of the human nature of a woman that we know. But there are, of course, like one of your moderator was saying, there are women that cannot even contribute a dime. They believe that it is the responsibility of a man to provide. If you cannot, well, let us die. I think it is not totally out of a place for a woman to help in many things like small things you contribute in the family. And that is my position. You understand? Thank you so much for this topic. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for the amazing contribution there. I mean, he spoke in details, talking about it is okay, and he actually brought a very vital, contribution. Point, yeah. It was one of the women also made that observation, saying from building our culture that comes with we are, polygamous. So there is the polyamorous relationship happening. Anything can happen. So when it happens and there is no signatory or a lawyer to witness the joint and everything, that could actually cause a problem. So that kind of thing is also needs to be avoided. All right, so we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Shmaya.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Mohammed Modibo calling from Agodi, precisely.
Mohammed Modibo, thank you for joining us.
Yes, my regard to your colleague and you in the studio there. What a nice topic of discussion, so to say.
Please, can you speak up?
This splitting, can you hear me?
Yes, okay, we can now.
Yeah, okay. I said this splitting of bills between partners. It's not something that is incredible or impossible to handle between partners when there is good communication, dialogue, and understanding between the partners. But in the society where we live, it's something that is somehow difficult to be done, so to speak.
It's not really difficult.
As you rightly pointed.
I mean, I know people that spilled bill 50-50. And they are from the north.
Yeah. Yes, but sometimes, we have problem with the partners sometimes, both sides. For example, if some women are being left to take responsibility of the house, as you pointed out earlier, some of them will tend to be disrespectful. They will start behaving abnormal in the house, feeling on top, that they are in charge, that they are the ones to say what is to be done and what's not to be done in the house.
But why would you think that way, though? Why would you think they will be disrespectful because they are helping out with the bills? Shouldn't they have a mind of their own just because maybe they are doing something and because they're taking some part of the responsibility?
Especially when she realized that what is coming her way monthly, what she's earning is bigger than what the husband is earning. So she may tend to be disrespectful and start behaving abnormal. I don't know. Some women, I'm not saying all of them. And and some men too, they are too clever. The moment they realize that the woman is taking the responsibility of the house, they will always be pretending, saying that they don't have, because they knew even if they did not give her, she is going to find her way and make sure that things are done rightly in the house. So we have to, the couples must come together and, you know, have that good understanding between them to know that the responsibility of the family lies on their shoulders both. And you know, there is no way the family can move forward if both of them are not contributing. So, and some men too, these days, they are always shying away from marrying a woman that is not productive. They will always say, why will I marry someone that is...
I want to marry an asset,
scared of liability.
liability, yes.
Because they are scared of
they
liability.
They don't want to marry a woman that is liability, yes. They always want to look for someone that is productive, knowing fully well that things are going to go well in the house. Even though if they don't have anything, the woman will keep on moving the family forward. So it is something that needs good understanding and, you know, good understanding, so to say. When there is that good understanding, believe you me, things are going to go well in the house without having any problem. But when there is understanding is not there, one of them is going to suffer, definitely. So that is my take on this. Thank you very much for this wonderful
Thank you so much for, amazing contribution there. I mean, it was really enlightening. And let's be honest, we know that some men feel intimidated when their women earn more than them, but that could be a great advantage to you. And that is why
communication and understanding.
That is why it's always good to invest in your partner. It's not about marrying someone because she's rich or she's working or she's going to be an asset to you. You can marry someone that you think is a liability and help that person grow into being productive, and vice versa. As couples, you're supposed to invest in each other. Yeah. While this person is working, maybe you're helping with something else, in order to grow together. So for me, I don't really think it matters that a woman earns more than a man, as long as there is mutual respect for each other and there is communication. That's why we said some things work for others and it doesn't work for others.
Okay, so let's take some WhatsApp messages. Good morning. There is no barrier in having the same account with your spouse, but it is just that mutual understanding and sense of maturity have to be in place between both partners. Asiwaju Freeman from Ila, Oragun, Osun State.
Okay, Asiwaju, is it the one that we have in the federal capital? All right, so he mentioned, let me just give Asiwaju a very pictured...
Okay, so before you go to that, let's take another one. Good morning, Daybreak crew. The topic of today is a straightforward one. Who married the wife? That's a question. Sumaya, you're going to answer that question. The husband, as ordained in Islam, is the head of the family and as such should bear all bills of the house. Usman Santuraki.
Yeah, Santuraki Jamaica Yola. Okay, Usman. Yes, that's
so Usman is saying, Usman. Yes. So Usman is saying that the man is the one that is the head of the family.
But then the neck would tire of holding.
The man is the head of the family, so he should be the one that should take responsibilities of paying the bills and not the woman.
That's what Usman is saying.
Yes, and I remember mentioning that earlier, saying that religion. You remember I made mention of it before the call came through.
Yes,
that religion has made it.
Your money is her money. It's you people's money, and
yes, her money is her money. Okay, good morning. I am Gideon John from Maiduguri. If you want to have a long life, let your wife be in charge of your account. It will be difficult for her to spend it when she is aware of the home needs and bills to pay. But if it's in your care, she will keep asking you even when all has been spent.
Oh, that's true. That's another angle to look at it.
Yeah, but her being in charge of the account.
Funny enough, women are more smarter when it comes to money because they know that there's responsibility.
Tell me if she's in charge of the account, knowing what goes in and out, she knows how much is in it, it will lessen some of the problems in the house.
We're talking about a love marriage, Fatih.
Okay, so let's take this.
If there is love marriage, she should know.
You do, Sumaya. Good morning. I am Abdullahi Salmat from Lagos. Salamat from Lagos State. For me, I think it is better to split bills with my partner to make time easier, to make life easier.
Oh, okay. Splitting, yes, to make life easier. I mean, that's the most important thing. Let's even talk about the economy, the state of this economy right now, and that's why I wanted to talk to Santuraki about that particular thing. Santuraki,
we have another message.
Do you think that it is okay for a woman that loves a man to allow him to shoulder all the burden in this economy?
You asked man. I don't believe in couples sharing responsibilities, but I will encourage women to support their husbands willingly. Simba me from Yola.
Okay, so it seems all the Yola people are agreeing that the man should take the responsibility and the woman should
assist. She can support.
Yes, I mean, definitely that is how it is. I mean, majority, if we're going to work with majority right now in this economy, in life right now, that's what is happening. You know, men are taking care of they are taking the major responsibility, and the women assist time to time. But then there is this woke generation where some people now are saying, no, we can split 50-50. I mean,
and like you said earlier, there are actually homes that I've seen that. Okay, we'll have a caller.
All right, good morning.
Thank you. My name is Jonathan. I'm calling from Nasarawa State.
Okay, Jonathan, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, though I'm still single, but I want to say something on this.
Of course.
Yeah, I think just like what the previous person said on his message, that it's not really ideal to share responsibilities as couples, but I think it's encouraging for the woman to support the man. It's very, very important, but it shouldn't be in such a way that both couples sit and say, okay, you take charge of this, you take charge of this. No, that is very, very wrong. Before you met her, you should have at the back of your mind that you're ready to take responsibility of our welfare and that of the kids. Now, things may change in time. Things may change in time. That is when the woman on our own should decide to assist the man. Some of us that are civil servants, not always your salary comes in, not every month. But with a supportive woman, the family will keep going. So that's my take on this.
But Jonathan, I have a question for you. What if, the woman that you end up marrying tells you, no, I want to share the bill because I want to feel like I am contributing? Would that be okay with you, though?
Yes, that's fine. As long as it's coming from her, not you as a man bringing up the idea. Okay. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for that wonderful contribution. We hope that you find, the Mrs. Right for you. All right. So, he made mention that it's just ideal. So it's okay for women to.
Today we are having Jonathan and Asiwaju calling.
Yeah. Coming back to what Asiwaju said. Asiwaju made a point. I can't even remember exactly what he said. I think he mentioned something about the wife. There is barrier, and there shouldn't be a joint account, if I could remember correctly. And he said that it's okay for the spouse if it's mutual and understanding, sense of maturity have been in place for both partners. So it's okay to have a joint account. But the fear of, we've seen situations where married couples have joint accounts, and the way they were doing it wasn't like, okay, maybe Fatih and I would have to sign at the same time to withdraw the money. No, it was like, I can go and withdraw the money and Fatih can go on her own. So the man was planning to divorce or run away with his side piece, and then he packed everything, and the woman was making more money than the man. So the woman was crushed. I mean, we saw situations like that. So there is that fear also that someone needs to feel secure in their marriage in order to get to that point of saying, okay, I can actually save up. Or we've seen situation of you people love each other, respect each other, but then death comes and happens to one of you. And in terms of sharing of, what is left of that person, say he has another wife, say you as the woman, you have a family, and say it's the woman that died,
and
then
like
everybody
you said,
will be
I think
expecting their own
that's
share.
where the agreement comes in. I feel there should be an agreement. So if
Yes,
you
and both
and
religiously,
your
it's
partner, you and your partner are starting a joint account, there should be a written agreement somewhere.
With a
just
lawyer.
like in case of the death thing that you just talked about, in case you die, I die, the family should be able to know that, okay, these people have a joint account where she has been putting her own share, he has been putting his own share, a written agreement, which is okay to have a written agreement, because even between parents,
brothers,
between parents, like I can go to my mom and say, borrow me money. It's okay if she wants to write it down. Do you understand? Because I'm asking you to borrow me. I'm not saying dash me. So it's always advisable to have a written agreement, even between couples.
And there are other couples that if they want to have a joint account, it will be like, I have my personal account, you have your personal account, but then we have an account for expenses,
for rent,
so
health,
chip in
school fees for kids, and some emergencies.
That is also another situation. But anyways, at the end of the day, Fatih, it all boils down to what works for you. Yes. Some people, 50-50 is fine because they want to have that peace of mind. They want their husband to not have that peace of mind, not feel choked or pressured with a lot of responsibility. Exactly. Let's not forget how African, situation is, Fatih. It comes with you as the husband. You also have your family, your parent, your siblings to help. You as the woman, you also have your own to help.
You know, when you just said your family to help, I just remembered a message I saw on social media a couple of months ago where the woman is saying that her husband is earning, let me just be fair a bit. Let's say he's earning 150 or 200 and he gives her 100. He gives her 100. He gives his parents 50. But she is asking that he should be switching the giving of the 50 to his parents this month. The next month he gives to her own parents. Meanwhile, he's giving her 100 out of the salary.
And that is why some men get so tired, because they have to do for you, they have to do for the kids, they have to do for their family, they have to do for your family, which is too much. If he has the money, then of course. But if he has so much responsibility, I mean,
and he's squeezing to give you 100 for upkeep every month from his salary, and then he tries to give his family 50 just so he can have 50.
Honestly, let's be honest. Just like we know that everyone loves their family, we should always encourage each other to help our loved ones. So, I mean, a wife should encourage her husband to always help his family. Okay, give them something.
Exactly.
Have you given them something?
Exactly.
Have you checked on them? And vice versa. The husband should also...
It's not a must. He must give your family anything.
No,
if he wants to give them, it's fine, but it's not his not a responsibility. But
it is a good thing, please, to give out
but that's what I said. It's good. So Maya, stop doing this. Why are you always attacking me?
It's not attack.
It's good, but it's not
a must. It's a must. Let's be honest.
Must give it to your family.
Yes,
too.
please. Giving is.
Why are you always disagree?
Gifting in marriage actually increases the bond.
But he's gifting you now. Why can't you give your own?
And already we've established that in marriage, it's not only about both of you. There's the family. So please, it is a must to give your in-laws. Please, it's vice versa. You as the woman is expected once in a while to.
That's what I'm saying. Once in a while he can do that, but it's not a responsibility.
If you have the money, do it as often as you can.
We're always disagreeing.
We have another call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location,
morning,
please.
ladies in the house. My name is Ali Adam. I'm calling from Bauchi Street.
Okay, Danju, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I think in my own perspective, I prefer to remain the breadwinner of the family as ordained to me right from the day the marriage holds. And if the lady or my spouse so wishes to help in the journey continuity, no matter how wealthy she is.
Okay. All right. That's a great one. We already know that some men would prefer to take on the responsibility, which is also a good thing. It's not bad. I mean, it means that someone is truly adhering the position that God has given him as a man to protect and provide. So thank you, Danjo, for that.
So Maya, why are you always
piece.
disagreeing with me?
I'm
Why?
not. Oh
Why?
no, it's
No, why?
okay. Right now, you and I we are front. You know, we are together, so there is no disagreement.
We are always disagreeing
We
on
agree
something.
to disagree. That's what happened in
but
marriage.
why is it that you don't see
at
my
this
own
point? It's like me and Fati, we are married couples right now, right?
Yes, at
So
this
we
point,
agree to
because this
disagree.
is like I'm sure they actually literally go through this at home right now. I'm sure. So why is it that you always find it difficult to understand my point of view?
No, I just do not want already. Yes, let's be honest. Already, some men in Nigeria are already getting a free pass on a lot of things. So I always come with the heat of don't give them that free pass. So
well done,
most times, if you notice, each time you make comments of okay, man, it's the last time it was about men. I'm like, no, don't give them free pass. Someone would hold on to it and be like, yes, even Fati said it's not a must, and it is a must.
Quote me, I said it.
Oh my God! So there's been a lot of particular situations happening, and just like our last caller, Danju mentioned that for him, he feels he's a man, so he wants to take on the responsibility. He wants to. Other people,
some men will feel hurt. They'll feel their ego is hurt when they let their women do things, and then maybe you stop. The women, we don't hear words sometimes. When you're doing something, because women are actually doing that, and I feel that's why some men feel they don't want to let women take some responsibilities because they are always going to come back and use it against them. We always have that mentality of saying, am I not the one that is doing this? Am I not the one that is doing this? That's what men are actually almost all the time afraid of, and that's why they don't let women take responsibilities. But when there's that mutual understanding and that communication that okay, I'm not doing this because I want to hurt you, or I'm not doing this because I want to use it against you, I'm doing it because I want to lessen the burden for you. If there's that understanding that okay, for the men, they have to understand that when a woman is trying to help you, out of the love she has for you, she's going to help you whether you like it or not. Whether you let her, you don't let her, she's still going to do it. So it's for you now to understand that okay, she's just doing this out of love, she's not doing it to hurt you. But then sometimes when your feelings is hurt, even for the men, they tend to use some of the things they do for the woman. Like, do you know what it means to go through this for you? So the woman is also
human nature.
It's human nature. So they should be able to understand that they shouldn't be scared, or they shouldn't feel afraid to let women help when they can, because there are times that you may be down.
True.
You may lose your job. Maybe you're a businessman, you're not making money. I remember a couple of friends, went down when there was this cashless policy issue last year to this year. They were not making profits. Businesses were closed down. They had to close down their offices and what have you. Because okay, imagine if they are married and they have responsibilities and nothing is coming in, and your wife has the means to help. Would you turn it down?
You wouldn't. That's why situations happen, because life changes. I mean, one of our caller, Jonathan, mentions the fact that he's single and he would prefer to take care of the family, but then life changes. Sometimes you get married. After marriage, the woman might change, things might change, situations might change. We've seen a lot of testimonies of a businesswoman. I think her husband was a bank worker, and then he lost his job. You know how they downsize every time. So he lost his job, and then he came back, and she said, okay, for now, in order not for you to feel burdened, I'm the one taking care of the relationship. Let's, just go ahead and work with me. So he started helping her with her business. So he felt, I have earned it. It was part of my work and all that. And before you know it, they were making more money, millions. So they had to live
he would
with
understand that there is no need for him to maybe even go back to that job, because you guys can both establish that job, so that business the woman has.
Thing. So it helped them, and they were living the most beautiful life until then he got another job. But within that time, imagine if there was no love and support.
And then another thing I think men should actually take seriously is when you see a woman doing business, whatever kind of business she's doing, please invest in her, because it will help when you don't expect it to help. Imagine what you just said now, and the woman had that business and they could fall back to it. He could go help her out with one or two things, and then the business was blooming and making more profit. And also invest. If you have money, invest in your wife's business or your spouse, whatever.
Also, the wife should invest in the husband. Just invest in each other.
Exactly.
Do not go into marriage with the whole mentality of she's
his
my wife,
responsibility.
anything can happen,
Yeah.
we would separate. Please, let's stop doing that. Let's go into marriage with 100%. I'm going to stay here and work for my marriage. So in order to do that, you have to invest in your partner. Women
Times are
do
hard.
that, and
Times
men
are hard,
do
so
that.
it's okay for
So you can't do
for
it
you to
alone.
help out.
One
Yeah.
person cannot do it alone with what is happening. All right, of course, that is all the much that we can take this morning on the phone calls and the messages. Gosh, we're still receiving a lot of messages. For those of you that sent messages that we couldn't read, we're sorry. Thank you so much. For those who read your messages, you made amazing point. For those who called, we are grateful. I mean, it was so good to hear from you and, hear your perspective on this particular issue. For those of you who tried to reach us and weren't able to, we appreciate you. But do make sure, to stick with us next week. Will join us where we'll bring you another topical issues that we will be dissecting in order to find solution about these particular things together.